Liu Yantao was born in Gong County, Hunan Province, now Genghi, where my husband Run Ku and I have been there before. In April 2019, we visited Genghi by high-speed rail. In Genghi grottos, we saw the Buddha-worshipped sculptures of emperors and empresses, the most exquisite and complete set of stone sculptures in China. We also saw the Buddhist scriptures engraved on stone pillars from the 19th year of Kaiyuan in the Tang dynasty, which is 732 CE. In Yu Youren's previous videos, has mentioned the grotto and the stone tablet. In April 2017, we visited Longmen Grottos in Luoyang, where I first saw a stone-carved calligraphy by Patriarch Chen Tuan, 871–989, who practiced Taoism in Hua Mountain, Shanxi Province, from the late Tang and the Five Dynasties period. On the Ashur Ziwan Bei means the cross-scroll tablet, it carved his majestic and unrestrained calligraphy. The calligraphy reads, Kai Zhang Tian and Ma, Qi Yi Ren Zhong Long, which means, what a great horse as it gallops around the world, looking majestic and handsome. What an extraordinarily talented hero who stands out like a dragon among normal people. Liu Yantao wrote these two sentences in cursive-style calligraphy. Both showed the carefree style of writing, the divine and refined personalities. Therefore, could Chen Tuan's tablet have inspired Liu Yantao when he was young? Liu Yantao, at 13, while in middle school, started to practice painting according to the Book of Mustard Seed Garden Calligraphy and Painting Manual, then learned pencil and charcoal drawing and Chinese painting with his teacher. Later, at 17, he went to Peking University. In the second year, he met his art teacher Hu Pei Hang, who taught him Chinese painting and the theory of Eastern and Western painting, also provided many ancient Chinese paintings for Liu to learn and copy. Teacher Hu chose two of Liu's works to participate in the Sino-Japanese art exhibition in Tokyo, Japan, and collectors collected both paintings. At that time, he studied extensively the works of the Five Dynasties, Song and Yuan dynasties, and the paintings of the four monks, Shi Tao, Zhu De, Shi Shi, and Jian Jiang, in the early Qing dynasty. After graduation, teacher Hu recommended he work at the Palace Museum to edit a book, The Collection of Calligraphy and Painting of the Palace Museum. In 1933, the national government moved the cultural relics of the Palace Museum south, but he decided to stay in Shanghai. In August, Liu's father passed away, so he returned to Hunan to mourn. After the Lunar New Year in 1934, he started teaching Chinese in Hunan Middle School. Just 1 month later, Liu received a telegram from Mr. Yu Youren, who was the Dean of the Control Yuan of the Republic of China then. Since then, Liu became Yu Youren's secretary. He assisted Yu in publishing and editing the book of the Standard Cursive Script for the next 30 years. Yu and Liu released a total of 9 editions of the book. What magnificent work they did! How did Yu Youren find this wizard, Liu, with his keen eye? That was because Liu Yantao published his graduation thesis, a study of Xiang Shengyu, means pictogram, sound, and the language of Chinese, from Peking University. That was exactly the talent Yu needed for publishing his book. Yu Youren once wrote a calligraphy in cursive style, to standardize the cursive style calligraphy, which recorded the valuable experience of working together and gifted it to Liu Yantao. In the beginning of Yu's calligraphy, Yu says, working to standardize the cursive calligraphy, the cursive style characters are self-transformed from the ancient Chinese characters. You are collaborating with me together, the entire world will acclaim it as the most beautiful thing. The period of editing and revising of this standard cursive script, 1932 to 1967, just coincided with the turbulent years of the Chinese nation's war of resistance against Japan and the Chinese Civil War. During their work, they occasionally had moments of joy. For example, when Yu Youren received the first printed version of the standard cursive script from the Khmer diaspora Chinese, his joy was vivid on the paper. We can almost feel his happy mood in his calligraphy. From the other 3 letters, we can find that Yu and Liu worked so hard through their whole life, selecting each word from the calligraphies by the ancient calligraphers. They chose from 600,000 words of cursive script and finally published the standard cursive scripts, which is quite easy to learn for everyone. The achievements of Yu Youren and Liu Yantao will remain in history forever. Now, let us review 3 information I derived. The revised 6th edition of the Standard Cursive Script in 1948 that we can still buy today, which Shanghai Bookstore Publishing House and Century Publishing Group publish. It first published in October 1983, and the 15th printing in January 2002. 570,000 copies printed in 19 years with the last print of 8,000 copies. An average of 30,000 copies a year of this version printed. Therefore, different versions exist in the market. We can estimate the total circulation and printed volumes are for sure more than the above number. Then we know that at least more than 30,000 people still use the book as a valuable tool for learning cursive script today. In addition, in the 1st to 8th revised edition of the Standard Cursive Scripts, on the pages of general examples, Yu Youren signed as Yu Youren dictates and Liu Yantao records in writing. Until the 9th revised edition and the 10th edition, Yu Youren and Liu Yantao co-editors Yu signed. From these, we can conclude that Liu Yantao's contribution to the Standard Cursive Script is also great. Liu Yantao followed Yu Youren's instructions. 1. In 1941, he stayed in Shanghai to compile and publish a cursive script monthly magazine and published the 4th revised version of the Standard Cursive Script. 2. In 1942, in Chongqing, he co-edited with others for Zhonghua Yu Fu, means the collection of Chinese music. Later, in 1956, he published his own book of the General Rules of Cursive Script, which is still in circulation today. There are 3 things worth mentioning. First, after the victory of the anti-Japanese war, Liu Yantao returned to Nanjing in 1946. Yu Youren nominated Liu Yantao to become a member of the Control Yuan. However, in the next year, after implementing the Constitution of the Republic of China, the first members of the Control Yuan need going through election. So, Yu Youren asked Liu Yantao to return to Hunan province to participate in the election. Liu then became a member of the Control Yuan. I guess Yu Youren would not wish to lose such an excellent secretary. Next, to commemorate and honor Yu Youlao's lifelong vocation. Due to Yu Youren passing away in 1964, therefore, after the 10th edition of the Standard Cursive Script published in 1967, Liu Yantao decided to end his revision work. Third, he also authored a chronology for Yu Youren which the Commercial Press, Limited, in Taiwan, published it for future generations to commemorate Yu Youren. In addition to calligraphy, Liu Yantao also demonstrated his talents in poetry and painting through the 7 Friends Painting Society, which Liu Yantao and 6 other friends co-founded in 1955. This 7 Friends Painting Society was the most important calligraphy and painting group in Taiwan at that time. They were active from 1958 to 1985 and held a total of 19 exhibitions in 27 years. In 1962, Liu Yantao also co-founded the Chinese Painting Society with Ma Shouhua, Yao Menggu, and others. In the following year, 1963, he held a solo exhibition of ink paintings with a total of 58 works, received the first Golden Goblet Award from this society, and co-founded the Standard Cursive Script Research Association with Li Pu Tong and others. Liu has exhibited his works in the United States and Japan. In 1987, Liu himself, and in 1996 a cultural foundation, published Liu Yantao's painting collections. In 1991, Liu donated 79 works to the National Museum of History, in Taiwan. The museum not only held an exhibition of donations for Liu Yantao's calligraphy and painting, but also established a Mr. Liu Yantao scholarship, providing long-term rewards to young art students. They also published an album of other collections of Liu Yantao's paintings. In 1996, he donated 108 works to an art museum originally named Liu Yantao Art Museum. Now it becomes Xingda Branch in Zhengzhou, Hunan Province. In 1997, the Academic Weekly of Chinese Great Masters published Liu Yantao's art. Liu Yantao passed away in 1998 at the age of 92. Now I will show you 2 paintings with historical value, In the painting titled Reminiscing about Japan's Otaki Waterfall, let us first look at an inscription by the famous painter, Chen Zihe. In the previous video for Ohonian, I have introduced Chen Zihe for he wrote an inscription on O's painting of Arinsholi too. In Yonghe, flooding has been problematic for many years. Many people have suggested building embankments. The Taiwan provincial governor then, Mr. Zhou Youren, cares about the suffering of the public and empathizes with them. Therefore, he overcomes all difficulties and takes on this arduous task alone. Finally, he succeeds in this project. Now the long embankment is lying on the waves. It looks spectacular. These 50,000 residents are pleased and feel safe living in their homes. These gentlemen, list of names with a total of 11 people, and Zhongzhou invited the great painter Mr. Liu Yantao, who also lives in Yonghe, to draw this painting and dedicated it to Mr. Zhou Zhiro to represent their appreciation of Zhou's work. Everyone shows their admiration for Mr. Zhou and will remember his great accomplishment forever. In the spring of 1963, respectfully, Yang Zhongzhou. Written by Chen Zihe, who comes from Fengchang, Guangdong Province. Yang Zhongzhou is a scholar and writer who is the author of a Wangxi's poetry collection. He has also been the Chinese editor of Taiwan's Daily News for 20 years and is the father of famous painter Yang Sanlang. Liu Yantao's inscription on this painting is, "Last year, 1961, receiving the invitation of the Japanese Educational Calligraphy Alliance, I traveled toward east to Japan. First, we visited the Otaki Waterfall. It is a 1,000-foot-high waterfall like flying snow sprinkling on everyone. After returning home for a month, I still hear the noisy sound lingering in my ears. Even with such a deep impression, when I attempt to draw the scenery, my memory only recalls the desolate and cold place but could not remember the extraordinary scenes anymore. I found out my memory is deteriorating so much. People who traveled with me on this trip are all experts in the art field. Please do not say that this painting is not like the Otaki waterfall at all." In the winter of the 51st year of the Republic of China, 1962. Liu Yantao wrote and recorded it in Taipei. Liu Yantao's paintings are not only of excellent plum blossoms, orchids, bamboos and chrysanthemums. His landscape painting and poems also let people realize his superhuman memory and superb character. In addition, the connotation of his calligraphy not only expresses his admiration for patriotic poets such as Chu Yuan, Liu Yu, Zheng Xishao, but also shows his love and understanding of philosophies such as the Book of Songs and a Zhuangzi. His comprehensive understanding of traditional Chinese culture has resulted in his unique literati paintings. Future generations will remember Liu Yantao's works, characters, and his contribution in promoting Chinese art and culture. From 1999 to 2018, Liu Yantao's daughter Liu Binbin inherited her father's legacy and continued to promote the traditional Chinese art for Yu Youren and the Seven Friends Painting Society. She organized or co-hosted 12 commemorative exhibitions in Taiwan, China, and Japan, and published 7 books of collections of paintings by herself or through the joint ventures of the children or grandchildren of the Seven Friends. In addition, she continues supporting young artists with the scholarship of her fathers. She added with her own money 5 times if there is a shortage of the interests generated from her father's scholarship fund. Last, she also worked extremely hard to preserve Yu Youren Cemetery as a cultural heritage park of New Taipei City. Her unremitting efforts in promoting Chinese culture and art deserves everyone's admiration. Next, let me tell you how I discovered the painter Liu Yantao. In the collection of San Diego Museum of Art, I found out there is an album, titled An Honorary Return Memorial Album with Painting and Calligraphy for Ambassador Drumright. Inside, only 10 out of 31 are landscapes. Liu Yantao is an artist who made landscapes. Later, I published an article in the San Diego We Chinese monthly magazine. This article became a bridge which let the National Museum of History in Taipei introduce Ms. Liu Binbin to me. Through the 2 books Ms. Liu gave me, I started to study and research the Seven Friends Painting Society. Liu Binbin told me many anecdotes about the seven friends and other painters at that time, including Madame Sung Miling, wife of President Chiang Kai-shek. Owing to Zhang Manqing, one member of the seven friends, was one of Madame Chang's art teachers. Therefore, Madame Chang would visit every exhibition of the seven friends. This is a photo of Huang Junbi, Madame Chang, Gao Yihong, and Liu Yantao at one exhibition. In addition, because both Zhang Manqing and Liu Yantao have beards, Zhang often takes a rickshaw to Liu Yantao's house in the afternoon. The two friends talk about poetry and painting together, and they never get tired of it. Now, I would like to show you a rare joint work by four of the seven friends. Liu Binbin told me that if the title is Gao Shou Yan Yan, means live longer with extended life, represents the painting is the joint work of four artists. They are Gao Yihong, Ma Shou Hua, Liu Yantao, and Zhang Gu Nian. If the title of the painting is Mei Yi Yan Yan, means extending life with good intentions, then it means the joint work is only by Liu Yantao and Zhang Gu Nian. Finally, let us view a beautiful piece of Liu Yantao celebrating the golden wedding, 50 years of marriage, of Zhang Gu Nian couple, who moved to the United States and was a member of the Seven Friends. Good intentions and longevity. Coming across the sea, I got acquainted with Mr. Zhang Gu Lao. If we did not see each other for a day, then I felt something had not finished yet. What was my feeling after we met? It is just like breathing in a breeze of spring. Chatting about the 6 rules, by Xie He, 479 to 502, from Qi of Southern Dynasties, to evaluate a painting, Zhang taught me a great deal. When we have a joint painting after working, we will draw our feelings then. After completing the joint painting, we would smile at each other, no others would know what the interlinks of our minds are. Mrs. Zhang is elegant, graceful, and clever. She is also proficient in calligraphy and painting. When she wrote the huge calligraphy in the style of Wang Yujun, means Wang Shiji, 303 to 361, famous calligrapher of Eastern Jin, known as the Sage of Calligraphy, everyone acclaimed what she wrote as the best. When painting the plums, she expresses the spirits of the plums and the plum blossoms. She also good at poetry and familiar with the hidden meanings of the poems by 4 Wangs, means Wang Shermin, Wang Jian, Wang Hui, and Wang Yuan Qi, the 4 landscape artists in Chang Dynasty. She empathizes and cultivates her virtues, and always keeps a low profile and cherishes her talents as treasures. After Zhang's retirement, the couple traveled a long journey, together. They took a grand trip afar and found that it is a small world. Now they are celebrating the golden wedding from afar. Why did they tell me earlier? It is hard to wish for them who have traveled such a long way. Therefore, I drew this painting as my celebrating gift. First, I wish them all virtues. Second, wishing them both longevities. Third wish after the second one, I wish our nation's future will be bright and scintillating every day. To Gu Nian and Xu Xin, good brother and sister-in-law, for your appreciation. 72-year, Spring of Gui Hai, 1983, Liu Yantao. This painting and calligraphy inscription not only shows the happiness of 2 close friends who are thinking alike and enjoyed collaboratively painting together, but also depicts the admirable calligraphy achievements of Ms. Chen Shuzhen, Zhang Gu Nian's wife. Next time I will introduce Zheng Yu Pa. Stay tuned.